Shame is a huge theme that I see with adult clients that present with ADHD, particularly around women. It is a lifetime of feeling inadequate. It is a lifetime of feeling not good enough, being told by parents that they're lazy, that they don't care about school, that they need to work harder, and then having issues in relationships, whether that's friendships, romantic relationships. There's often a pressure about how women should behave. And if you're not doing that, oftentimes you're told you're not good enough. And being told that for your entire life, you start to believe it. The opposite of shame is finding validation and celebrating some of your diversities and putting the tools in place so that you can be the best version of yourself as opposed to what other people expect of you and think that you should be doing. One of the best ways I think that we can overcome shame as adult women is self-compassion. It's so easy for women to be empathetic and compassionate towards other people, but it's sometimes very difficult to turn that compassion inwards and talk to yourself as if you were a young child. And if there's something that you're struggling with, looking at that not as inadequacy, but the way that your brain is wired, and it's just different from other people. And although we know that logically, we feel shame in our bodies. We can fully understand that we have no reason to be ashamed of ourselves. But an entire lifetime of being put down because you don't fit the expectations of what a young girl or young woman should be like impacts you. So one of the ways in which adult women can work through this lifelong burden of shame is to develop new neural pathways and practice thinking in new ways. And once we are able to think in new ways, talk to ourselves in new ways, we see our behavior change. Behavior change can lead to changes in personality traits. And oftentimes, ADHD symptoms are seen as personality traits in women rather than symptoms. So working with a good therapist or even doing work on your own around self-compassion, talking to yourself differently, looking at that inner voice and practicing telling yourself, hey, I'm human, it's okay. Or this is too much for me, I'm gonna break it down into small steps. I'm gonna do something differently. Turning towards a positive voice, imagining it as if you're talking to a younger version of yourself or perhaps even your best friend. Our brain is beautiful, and the way that we think is beautiful. And rather than look for ways to self-medicate or suppress, how can we nurture our individuality? How can we nurture that creative part of ourselves? How can we create a system at home and at work where we feel like it works for us?